What is going on, everybody? Today we are going to be talking anime, like we would be talking about something else. We are going to be talking about the anime that went on this week, as it is Sunday, December the 19th, 2021, and a lot of shows have wrapped up. Some shows are still going, and I thought it'd be fun if I threw out a weekly podcast that discussed the shows that I watched this week and, maybe get your thoughts on the shows this week. Personally, it was quite a memorable week. We'll go by each episode of each show that I watched, and then maybe we'll look at some anime news, and who knows, maybe after that we'll start talking about, I don't know, shows I'm watching at the time, because I'm actually rewatching Camp, and I kind of want to go over that and discuss that. But first, we have to discuss the shows that we're watching this season, that I watched this week. So it'll be like a weekly thing. Obviously, Christmas is next week, so maybe not another podcast next week. But this is just something I want to try, and if you like it, then we'll keep doing it. But fingers crossed. So let's go ahead and just just start. So the first episode I want to talk about is The Vampire Dies in No Time, which has been quite the sleeper this season, if I'm honest, because it hasn't really gotten a lot of attention. And I thought this episode was really good because it showcased John. And if you watch the show, John is the little armadillo thing that follows Drac around, and he's like basically his familiar. And at the end of the show, there's an ending that has John like going on a journey or something and looking like for the castle that Drac's at. And you're like, why are we watching this? What purpose does this have being the ending? And it's like, well, this episode kind of hit the nail on the head as to why we're doing that. So I'm really enjoying the show, and I thought this episode was really good because John hasn't gotten that much of a spotlight. We got a John spotlight, very specific John episode. We also got a lewd fighting episode. Like, imagine that. So basically the episode goes that these guys transform the world where weapons and fists don't work anymore, and you can only fight people with dirty words. So you have to fight people by saying, like saying like "Opai Daisuki," and you have to this guy's talking about how he likes when unshaven things. It is a madhouse, this episode. But that was like the first part. Then we got onto the John story, which explained how John and Drac met, and it was rather cute. John's carrying this show, if I'm honest. He has carried this entire show the entire time, because the rest of the crew is great. I mean, Ronaldo's pretty cool. He's voiced by the same guy who voices Yuki Shirogane from Kaguya-sama Love is War, so you hear a lot of that in his voice. Drac, I don't know really who voices him, but he's more of a side kind of thing. John is really the main focus of the show, if I'm honest. It should have just been called John. But I'm really liking the show. And it's coming to an end next week. Next week is the end for a lot of shows. This week, however, was the end for a couple more shows that we'll get to later on. But I don't want to spend too much time on it, but The Vampire Dies in No Time. If you haven't watched it and you want kind of like a show you can just add to your list, it's a good one. It's not horrible at all. So let's move on to the next show. Oh, Takt Opus Destiny. My lord, if you could wrap up Takt Opus Destiny with the time frame we have now, I would be speechless. with no holes, no loose ends, I would be beyond speechless, because this show has done nothing but push everyone's threshold. Because the first half of the show is them trying to get to New York, and then suddenly we have a battle, and then it's just oh my gosh, this action and adventure, and then next scene they're Cosette or Destiny's eating, right? And it's not a bad thing. I mean, Destiny, again, much like John, is carrying Takt Opus Destiny, because what's his face? It's Takt. I've said it this whole time. His name is Takt. He's the piano player, and then the sister, Anna, I just got it. Okay, her name is Anna. And this episode, we got a kiss, which felt severely forced and out of place. That kiss was not something that I don't think anyone expected. I didn't expect it. You didn't expect it. Tack didn't expect. God didn't expect it. Nobody expected this, okay? And then at the very end, heaven and hell kind of gotten together. You know, they got musically inclined and boiled down into like a mess and grew into this Kill la Kill style character that honestly I love the design of. It's whatever it is. It's probably, oh wait, I think the name's Orpheus or something like Orpheus or Opus Destiny. Oh, it could be Opus. Who knows? But I don't know what it is. Okay, this show really it's. I know I'm stuttering here, and I'm not going to go back and edit any of this, so it's just going to sound stupid. But that's why we're trying this, okay? That's why we're trying any of this. So Destiny is great, okay? I love her. I love her entire aura and how she like carries the show, but I honestly just don't care anymore at this point what happens next, because literally Tact is like killing himself trying to save the world and create music, and then Anna's like, let me kiss you, and then did the whole recreation. I don't even know where they're at right now. I really don't. I don't know. It feels so rushed right now that I'm not really enveloped in it. But the season finale is tomorrow, and if I'm honest, it's probably going to be the series finale based on what I've seen. But hey, maybe we might get a season 2. Who knows? But if you've got anything else to add about Tact Opus Destiny, please add on. Because next we're talking about Countryside Life, which is basically the show where he was banished from the hero party, quote unquote banished. This show I watch while I eat food. I know that sounds stupid, but I watch all my anime subtitled, okay? And it's really not often that I watch shows and eat food, but I literally will eat food while I watch this show, and I can really just I can comprehend everything. I'm just like, this episode, I don't really remember what happened, if I'm honest. Duty and Red, their brother sister relationship, and then like Drit, I think her name is. She's like, in love with Red, and I don't care for this relationship, but I don't care for this world. I don't care for this show, dude. I really should have dropped this show. I really should have dropped this show. It really was something that I should have dropped a long time ago, because it has nothing to offer me. It has offered nothing to me that I want. Again, I'm trying so hard, but I can't remember at all what happened this episode. Yeesh, that is a shame. That just shows you I should have dropped it a long time ago and just never did it. I think the season finale is next week. And I got nothing to add. Honestly, I'm ready to move on. I don't want to spend too much time on shows that I don't care about. Okay, I really want to get to like shows that I do care about. Pride of Orange. A show I watched because it was recommended to me because of just the absolute like ridiculousness of this show, of these girls from the embroidery club getting together and playing hockey and then going to like the World Cup. And this episode, they're finally facing off against the Snow Whites, their team, their competitive team. The Dream Monkeys is our team, okay? And then we're facing off against the Snow Whites, who are, I don't know. I think they're an upper level team. I think they're an A level team. And if I'm honest, this show is actually really pretty to watch. Most idol anime are very pretty shows to watch. They just have the plot line of a string of wire, because it follows the same storyline every time, the same thing. You get the same tropes every time, but you keep coming back for more idol anime. Why? I don't know. But it's hockey though, which interested me because there's never been an anime about hockey. There's always been, volleyball, basketball, baseball. There's been ping pong. I think there's even a golf show coming out like next season. which I'm going to watch. The the Pride of Orange is quite interesting because you don't. There's a dog. The Pride of Orange is very interesting because it's a show that you can't look away from, because you're just like, okay, how, like, what how ridiculous can this show get? How far off the base can we get here? And we go way further than I thought we were gonna go, because that's just how this project, these idol project animes are. So, I don't really have any more to add. I mean, it's the final episode is next week. Don't think there's gonna be a season two. I think we're concluding next episode, and it's going to be quite interesting to see if they make it to the upper A level group or not. And I think based on how things are going, I think they are. And I'm rooting for them. You know, I'm rooting for the pink haired chick. She's like my favorite. It's sad that I can't remember her name. I can remember Monica and you and the English one. What's her name? Maya Walker. Maya Walker. And she like throws in a lot of like English. What's wrong? I love that. I love when English gets into anime and you're just like, yeah, okay, that's correct. Very good, very good, very cute. But I don't think it works the other way around. So, moving on to the world's best assassin gets reincarnated as an aristocrat. So Tart, my girl Tart, is getting is absolutely getting like thrown this week. We need some justice for Tart. All right, she has been, I don't know how to describe it. So this episode, he needs to go save Dia. He's tasked with the objective of actually killing Dia, but he can't really. That's not the whole point. They're not going to kill her. They're going to make it seem like she was assassinated, and what's his name? Lou takes on the job of assassinating her, and quote unquote, but he has to hold his energy before he can get there. And Tart's like, oh yeah, let me like give you a slipstream for, I don't know, like 2 days, mentally and physically draining myself. And then all I get is a slap on the shoulder, like, all right, bro, peace, I'm out. And then he runs away. Like, it reminded me of ReZero whenever like Subaru rejected Rem's love. And I think, you know, spoiler alert, I think that what people are saying is how the manga is going, that people, that Lou is actually going to be married to both Tart, Maha, and Dia. Like, they're all three going to be his wives. And that reminds me, Dia's actually his cousin. And I was floored by that information. I was laughing on the floor, just dying, because I didn't expect it. And then people were pointing out like, hey, you know, back in the day, being your cousin, it wasn't such a bad thing. I'm like, well, yeah, but now it's just funny. It's just lazy, man. Oh my god. So I don't know where they're gonna go. Well, clearly, in the first episode of this series, we see that Dia is working with Lou on a job, and we don't. I mean, there's no trickery here or anything. He gets her out clearly, and you know, fakes her death, and they, you know, go off and do whatever they want. But you know what? I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because we didn't get the world's greatest goddess's, you know, cosplay this season or this episode. She just didn't do any cosplay. I mean, we got the teacher, we got the rapper, we got, you know, the Edo era geisha, and yeah, all these different characters, and then suddenly, you know, it's getting a little bit more serious, and I guess she's getting a little more serious. But regardless, this episode went by very quick, and I'm very, very happy that it'll be concluding next episode. A banger of an opening. This show had a really solid opening song that It sounds better as an opening and not so much as a long term song because when they released the full version, I wasn't too impressed with it, but it's still good. It's still really good. Um, there's a plane going on outside. Next episode will be the last this season, and so we will be, wrapping up this show and possibly getting a second season depending on how things go. Not too sure, but I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a good end to the season. And from there, we are moving on to Comey Can't Communicate. And this episode, we got to see Comey in a maid outfit. Let's all just take a breath for a second and just remember the maid outfit, because it was Comey. And we all love Comey. I love Comey. I think she's great as a character and as a main character. Basically, she's very pretty. I agree. She's very pretty. But dude, these side characters need to chill. They really need to chill, because I'm done with like 90% of them. Because I get it. Okay, funny, haha. Everyone's obsessed with Comey, but it's getting old, dude. It's getting real old, especially the redheaded chick. I forget what her name is, but her kidnapping of Tadano-kun was just that was a low point in the show. That was the point where I'm like, okay, this is stupid. All right, yeah, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. But that's how yanderes are, I guess. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. Freaking what's her name? Yuna Hasangawa from Mirai Nikki did the same thing. Even to a stronger extent, hers was. And I guess I was just mad, because I'm just like, okay, we're struggling to get a story out of this, because we're so focused on these characters who more or less just don't fit into this world. I don't know if that's the correct way to phrase it. I don't know if that's a way to go about it, but what I do know, this show has a lot of character, and it's very beautiful. It is a very beautiful show to watch, and I'm loving watching Comey, quote unquote, communicate with Tadano-kun, because her little, squeaks and noises here, and she's voiced by the same person who voices Kaguya from Kaguya-sama Love is War. Another Kaguya-sama Love is War reference right there. She is fantastic, and exactly how I thought Comey would sound. They do a good job everywhere else. It's just these side characters that are just, I want to throw hands with, dude. I can't do it anymore with these side characters. They need to get better. Someone told me that they would too. Someone told me they'll get better over time and you'll start to like them. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably not true. Regardless, this episode was pretty good. It was the festival arc. So a festival arc's always fun. You get a lot of things. And the next episode will be the finale for this season. And it'll be the second part of the festival arc. So, little fun here. A little fun. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I just, just little tweaks here and there. Oh my god, Aqua. I'm not going to spend too much time on this show, because last time I talked about it, it was a mess, dude. Oh my god. So, when I first started the show, I thought it was going to be exactly like Sakura Trick, or not Sakura Trick. I thought it was going to be like Sakura Quest meets Hanasakura Roha. And Hanasakura Roha is a hidden gem of a show. It is a lot of fun to watch, and it's got a little heartwarming moment at the end. But I gave this show way too much credit to begin with. I didn't give it the benefit of the doubt, I guess is the way to say it. Kukuru bored the crap out of me. I forget what the other girl's name was. The other main characters. Look, so I thought this show was going to be about her saving Gama Gama, becoming the new thing, whatever, expanding the empire. But no, Gama Gama closes, and then she goes works at Tingala, and then she's the marketing team, and then she doesn't do good in the marketing team, then she does good in the marketing, then she becomes, the head of whatever, and then the girl comes back from Hawaii, and we're all good to go. It's just, it wasn't a strong story, if I'm honest. It didn't feel like a strong story, but whatever. I wrote down my little thing. I said, uh, fish cool, people boring, very pretty show, and it was. It is a breathtaking. This show, the animation is like on point with the fish and everything else. Everything is so cool. We just got a really bad story with it. So yeah, Aqua. If you like fish, watch it or don't. I don't really care. You'd probably be like better off with a fishing show or something. Oh god, Blue Period also ended it. This has just been a season of me saying, "Oh god, this show. Oh god, this show. Oh god, this show." And you should see, because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 shows that I'm watching this season. And I have reduced it down to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've reduced it down to like either 10 or 11. Because this season we've had Platinum End, and Platinum End's going to transfer to next season, and so is Demon Slayer Season 2. And that'll be fun to watch. I forgot to actually mention Platinum End, didn't I? No, not yet. Okay, so actually, I think that comes along with Aqua. I'm not too sure, but we'll talk about Blue Period, then we'll talk about Platinum End. Blue Period ended last week, I think it was. And thank God, because I was severely done with this show. I don't know what to say, man. Blue Period was just it was pretty dull, if I'm honest. We didn't get much of an well, we did get an ending actually. We got him moving into the Tokyo University, and I liked the show. I guess, I mean, it was art, and we had a lot of crazy antics here and there, and just whatever. I don't recommend it though. Definitely not a show I'd be like, hey, I want to watch that again. No, I don't. I don't want to go anywhere near this show. I don't want to have anything else to do with this show, just because it just wasn't good. Okay, it wasn't good. At least in my opinion, it wasn't good. So that's that. Platinum End. Let's talk about Platinum End real quick, and then we can get on to the heck was that? We can get on to different shows, but we'll talk about Platinum End now. I am so sick of this show. Like, it is unfathomable how sick I am of this show, because I hate the main character. I hate him with a passion, and this pathetic MC trope is just something I can't stand. Again, referencing Mirai Nikki. Mirai Nikki, the what's his face? Yuki. You create this main character that everyone can't stand. But why? Why would you create a character that nobody can stand or even understand, I guess, to begin with? Because I think he lost both of his parents too, or something. Or something like it was some sort of like tragic thing. And you know what? Actually, I remember when the first preview of this show of Platinum End came out. I said, this is Mirai Nikki. It's literally Mirai Nikki. Okay, so that's what this show is. Okay, so don't expect anything good from it except for a good opening. Much like Mirai Nikki, that has a banger opening but has a crappy show. You have to remember with shows like this is just they make it so that you don't. You can't sympathize with anyone in this show. And I guess the only guy I can sympathize with is the military guy. I forget what his name is. But he's really cool, and oh good lord, I just kicked my laptop. If I was going to make a show like this, I would make him the main character. He deserves to be the main character. But for some reason, we got this other guy, and I don't remember names. Okay, I don't remember names at all. If I watched it, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's this guy, this guy, this guy. But if you ask me like at the top of my head, I can't remember a single person. Okay, get off my back. So Platinum End, I believe it's moving into the next season, much like Jahi did, and we'll have to continue to watch it. It's just, I don't know, man. It's so, there's no hope for this show to get good. Like, I think the very first episode was like, oh yeah, this show's awesome, and then just fell off the line so quickly. I was not expecting much from this show, but I definitely, the bar was not set this low. Surprisingly enough, though, I will continue to watch it. I'm going to finish it. This is for you. This isn't for me. This is for you. Oh God. And you see, that's the thing about Platinum End is just, it's so annoying to watch. It's really annoying. It's not even funny or cool or anything. It's just like annoying. So I think that'll even be summing up my experience with this show is annoying. All right, what's next? What show are we talking about next? Oh, Let's Make a Mug 2. Oh, finally a show I give a crap about. Let's Make a Mug 2 season 2 wrapped up this week. Fingers crossed for season 3. Because here's the thing, it's very similar to Yato Game-chan Kansutsuniki, which we're going to talk about a lot of diaries this episode. Yato Game-chan has, like, it's a 3-minute show, okay? But it's already on season 4. And people keep coming back to it. I don't know why I keep coming back to it. I enjoy, learning about Nagoya and all that, so I keep going to it, and I think that Japanese people go back to it because it's actually funny and it like makes relevance to them, because of all the Nagoya stuff. But clearly, there's a lot of things that that the other people aren't going to really understand. So, again, we're talking about Let's Make a Mug 2. So, Let's Make a Mug 2, very good, and again, another character is carrying the show. That would be the curly-haired girl, your girl, your home girl. Oh my god, Kukuri-chan. She is the driving force of this show, and the reason why I keep coming back to it because she's precious and she's full of so much energy and. She brings a lot of light to the show. A lot of single characters carrying a show here. But without her, I don't think I would continue watching it. Even though it is quite funny, it's informative. It's about pottery, something that I never thought I would ever have any interest on, let alone watch a show about, because it's pottery. I've never showed interest in pottery ever. So what was going to be the driving force that kept me to go with this? It was Kukuri-chan. Clearly, that was the only reason. I enjoy this show though. I will come back for season 3 if there is one. But I definitely recommend it. It's only a 15-minute show. You can really knock this out in a day. So if you're not interested in pottery, I mean, you can come on, just enjoy it. It's right there. It's waiting for you. I enjoyed it. I'd watch a season 3, mainly because I'd get more Kukuri-chan. But moving on, I liked Let's Make a Mug 2. That's literally what they called it. Let's Make a Mug 2. It's a complete double entendre. But I guess it makes sense in the Japanese language. So season 3, hopeful. Season 2. Baller. So, let's move on to Annoying Senpai. It was New Year's, I believe, this episode. Or my senpai is annoying. The New Year's episode was pretty phenomenal. We got a we got another kiss. There's a lot of kisses going on this week. We got the Tact Opus Destiny kiss. We got the kiss in Annoying Senpai. We got, we got kisses galore. We're just handing out kisses like it's Halloween. I don't know what Halloween has to do with that. Probably because of Hershey Kisses. Not sponsored, by the way. Okay, so Annoying Senpai. It was a festival episode. We got that kiss that we weren't expecting, which was kind of creepy, if I'm honest, because it was I don't know about you, but kissing someone unconscious is I get it's a little bit of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, kind of like fantasy. But if you think about that crap in real life, that is messed up. That is a messed up thing to do. We also got to see Takeda and Futaba go and enjoy their shrine visit, and of course Natsumi, I believe, is the tan, yellow-eyed, yellow nail running, best girl. Yeah, she was in this episode for a little bit, and we enjoyed her company. Anytime we get a chance to look at her or see her in this episode or any episode for that matter, we thank the sun gods, because we enjoy our tan girls very, very much here. What is there to be said about Annoying Senpai? The season finale is tomorrow, or not tomorrow. Stupid. Is next week. Be sure to watch it. Be sure to check it out. Be sure to support the series. It's funny. It's honestly funny. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I do, but I look forward to it every week. I look forward to Kazuma and the relationship he has with that other lady. Wow, I cannot think of her name to save my life. And she's like one of my favorites. I don't know, but the vodka chick is awesome too. Oh man, the girl that gets just drunk every episode, and she drinks vodka at work. Oh, the best. Oh, she's so funny. But yeah, Annoying Senpai is a show that's out there, but it's a show that you'd enjoy. Yeah, I believe people would really enjoy this show if they gave it more of a chance. So check it out if you haven't. You can binge it now, and then you get the last episode this Saturday. So it's a win-win situation. You get to watch the show. I get to recommend the show to you. I mean, we all win. I win, you win. But just watch it. Check it out. It's funny. Okay, it's definitely not Uzaki-chan wants to hang out. It's a little bit of a reverse of that, but and actually Uzaki-chan's getting a second season, which I'm quite interested in. I don't know when it's coming out. I think it's coming out it's definitely coming out next year, sometime in 2022, maybe summer 2022. It'll be a good season next season. We'll talk about some shows we're watching next season too later on, but. My senpai is annoying. My senpai is annoying. Oi. All right. So let's talk about Demon Slayer. I know that not a lot of people watched it or are watching it, but it's finally starting to pick up because it's got such a slow grab. It's really grabbing. It's been crawling on its belly this whole time, this show, and. We finally get into some action and some story and some plot development, some creepy stuff. And this episode was full of it. And I was like, yes, this is what I watched this show for. And it was over in a second. It was literally over in a second. Oh, man. And I think there's some controversy about this demon, too. If I remember correctly, this demon has a lot of controversy behind it, which I don't give a crap about. I mean, I don't care what Twitter says. But I want to see the fighting, okay? The fights need to happen soon because we're getting way too much story, and Zainsu's being way too annoying, and it's dragging on. But if finally this episode we got some, like, some of that creepy action we were waiting for. And it's sad, really, that I look forward to the demons doing crazy things, because you're supposed to be cheering on the demon slayers, but and that's a funny thing. I actually do cheer on the demon slayers in this show. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Do it. Get the revenge for your family. I want to see you do it, Tanjiro. And I know a lot of you don't watch this show. I know if you watch my channel and watch my show, watch what I watch, you know that this is definitely not on my radar, but it's not bad. It's not. And I've made a whole like, a show, or not a show, a video about it, calling it like Demon Slayer is overhyped, and it is overhyped, like, severely. Merchandise is everywhere. Universal in Japan has an entire land dedicated to it, and I understand. Okay, it's got a lot of drama. It's got a lot of basic, emotional, like, sections that different anime do have, like, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay, it's not. When I watched the movie, I wasn't as, emotionally drawn, because I've seen worse, losses in movies. When we lost, Menma and Anohana, when we lost, like, all these other different, like, shows, they hit a lot different. And it's not to say that, Rengoku wasn't a cool dude. He was a cool dude, and I really wish he would stick around, because I'm not really liking this new guy. But it's hard to transfer, and I think that's the problem that people are having right now, is because we're transferring from the Mugen Train arc all the way to this new arc, and not everybody's too excited about it. Everyone's still, like, holding on to that Rengoku fight, and we got thrust into, like, story, and we weren't wanting story. We were wanting action and adventure. And I think we're starting to finally getting that, because we've laid the foundation for this arc. Now it's time to start, getting the story out. But this show is going to continue into the next season. So, I mean, clearly I'm going to watch it, because I got to know how it ends. Again, I can pretty much predict how this is going to end, but I want to see how it goes down, So there's no shame in it. I don't think so. Oh man, Mirako-chan. Mireko-chan is a show that ended. It ended today, actually. I got finished watching it not too long ago, and it finally came to its little conclusion. Left things on a cliffhanger. There's so many questions that I have, because I like where we left it off. And I like the fact that Mirako-chan can deal with it, is now having to deal with, these spirits who saved her. And we're trying to keep some sort of balance, because, okay, that was my freezer. Mirako-chan is, like, trying to deal with everything and all on its own, right? And it's not fair to her. And she's not really letting out anything, but at the end, of course, she's starting to ignore them more and more. But we got a little bit, of a closure with Yulia. Yulia is her name. Between her and Mirako-chan, they kind of came to an understanding that Hana doesn't know about these things. Okay, hang on, I gotta sit up. Mirako-chan hasn't told Hana about any of this. And there's good reason. So there's good reason she hasn't told Hana about any of this. And okay, so look, Mirako-chan has a really solid story. It's very interesting. But my only problem is it's got way too much fan service, and it's like like blatant fan service. It's not even like, like sudden fan service like the Quintessential Quintuplets has. It's going out of its way to kind of fan service the show, and it really does take you away from the series. If we had less fan service in this show, I'd be much happier with it. And I know there's a lot of people who you know what? Actually, there's probably a lot of people that agree with me because I remember like it going down in the charts whenever there was a lot of fan service going on, and we were and it made sense because Minako-chan, it's a horror show, and of course the little tidbits of fan service here and there are nice, but to be blatantly throwing it in there, like when she's under the sink and it like just shows her butt, and this is like, wait, was that necessary? Was that necessary for what we had? I'm okay with fan service, but I'm not okay with that. Now, Miyako-chan is very pretty and she's very cute, and I understand the reason why they do the fan service, but y'all gotta give me some slack here when it comes to this, because I'm trying to understand a story here behind a girl who can see spirits and is trying to ignore them and cries a lot. This poor girl's tear ducts are just like constantly open like a Hoover Dam. It is a powerful show when you think about it, but at the same time, it's overdone. Okay, it really overdid it. But what can we expect for the rest of this show? I don't know. I kind of want to pick up the manga and I want to see where it goes from here. Just because I like the story and I like where it's going, and I kind of want to continue it. Kind of like what I did with Kaguya-sama. I just kept reading the books, much like the other thing, and the quintuplets and I think, and Tell Us Not. There's a lot of shows out there that I watched that I continued with for the manga just because I didn't get enough out of it. So that should be it for Miyako-chan. I like the characters. I like the little twists and turns here. I liked the cat scene. I've actually seen the cat scene in posts before, but I never watched it animated. I only watched I looked at the manga version of it. That was nice. That was really nice. And I had that teacher all wrong, dude. And I don't know what he did with that catnapper, but I don't know if we did more harm than good with that guy. We may have done some good, but at the same time, an eye for an eye. And then the grandmother at the very end, we could see that she knows, the power these girls have and all this other stuff. There's a lot to be said about this show, but we're running close to an hour at this point, so we'll move on because I want to get everything done before we start talking about things. So, oh my God, jobless reincarnation. I tell you, if this isn't like Rudius's villain story, like if this isn't his his villain background story, I don't know what is. So there's a lot wrong with the show. There's plenty wrong with this show, and I will admit that from the very start. There's a lot wrong with this show, and there are characters in this show that I just don't like, but the world building is phenomenal. And Rudyard, I think his name Rudyard is one of the coolest dudes I've ever seen in anime. And Rudius by himself is I guess just a pervert. And I understand, okay, so because this episode we're seeing the post nut clarity of Rudius, and the fact that he's been left by Eris, and he has no idea really why. It just feels like everyone's abandoning him, and like the closest thing he had to love is now gone, and he doesn't really understand why, because Eris is all that cryptic about her note. Went out on her own adventure. We got short-haired Eris, which is pretty cool. I like short-haired Eris. Whenever characters cut their hair, it is phenomenal how much of a 180 that they make in their lives, because they become a totally different person that you don't even remember. But I don't know if Rudius. This episode didn't really go anywhere. it kind of just filled in a few holes for us, and then like got us pumped for season 2, which, if I remember correctly, will have a different voice for Rudius because he will be growing up. I think they're going to do a time skip, and he's going to be grown up, and he's going to have a different voice actress, or I think he's going to have a voice actor, actually, because he's going to have a deeper male voice. And so it'll be weird hearing him with a different voice, but honestly, what I want to see a timeline where he never really recovered from Eris leaving him, and he just became like a villain, and like just like lived in his self-loathing. And then when Eris came after him, he just they had this battle of epic proportions that there would be no way for her to win, and they just like this like different route that this story could take. I don't think it'll go that route, but if it took that route, I would not be upset with it, because that would be pretty cool when you think about it. Rudius this whole time has had a subliminal amount of power. Like he has amazing power that we don't really we take for granted. Honestly, if I'm honest, he takes his power. Well, we don't take his power for granted, but I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Okay, moving on. Okay, moving on to something else, because I'm just talking out of my butt right now. Everything about this show was done really well. I believe the characters are created very well. The world is built very well. The actors do a phenomenal job bringing these characters to life, and it's built this show that I have, for one reason or another, genuinely enjoyed. I really enjoy this show. I enjoy this series. I enjoy a lot of things about the show. Y'all should get that Roxy figure that's coming out very soon. That's going to be based off the one in the anime where oh my god, when that thing comes out, I swear, just it's gonna throw the world for a loop. What else is there to say about Jobless Reincarnation? Not much. There's not much else to say. It's a really good show. Again, a lot of questionable things, but I guess we'll glaze over it for the sake of a good show. If you've been putting it off, give it a shot. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you enjoy it, you're gonna enjoy season 2 as well. So that's it. I think season 2 is coming out soon. Not really soon, maybe like fall 2022 or something like that. That's probably where I'm putting my baseline as, like fall 2022 is where we're gonna see it. But we're having fun. We're having fun with the series. We're having fun with these characters. We're having fun with this show. So that is it for Jobless Reincarnation. Thank you for that show. And move on to the final show. Jahi-sama will not be defeated, or the great Jahi will not be defeated. What is it about this show? What is it about Jahi that we keep coming back to? Is the fact that she's slowly growing to enjoy the human world. It's the fact that we have fallen in love with the restaurant owner or the landlord. Is it Durridge? It's probably Durridge. Is it the wild, fun antics? What is it about Jahi that makes us come back every time? For me, personally, it was how fun it was. It was a show that I put at the very end of my series, because it comes out on Saturdays. But I wanted to end my week with Jahi, so I would always save it for Sunday night. And when it came out, I was like, man, it's like it's over. Yeah, I'm like, I put it off for so long because I didn't want it to end. Jahi had so much relatable, like living off your paycheck and trying to pay rent and trying to like scrounge for food. Like, a lot of relatable stuff in this show that you can probably ascertain to your own life. But Jahi herself was a character. You know, she was very funny. The show itself was hilarious. The characters were all funny. Um, I can recall one episode where they were playing tag. And this part is like ingrained in my mind just because of how Jahi screams whenever the what's her face, the magic girl like jumps on her. She's like ah and screams that she's being crushed. It's so funny, and it got 20 episodes. Like a show like this doesn't normally get 20 episodes unless it's Nichijou. Nichijou was like the big exception to Slice of Life getting a 20 episode series or a 20 episode run. And Jahi is like on that level of really funny and really quality content. Of course, this episode was the last episode for this season. Very sad to see it go. I'm kind of hoping that we get a season 2. Fingers crossed, but it's probably not going to happen. Mainly because, you know, we got a whole 20 episodes out of it. And I think it caught up to the manga. So if we do see a season 2, it probably won't be anywhere close to now. It'll probably be like in 2023 or 24 or something that we see it. But hey, if we get it, we get it. But Jahi was a treat at the end of every week for me, and I enjoyed it so very much. And the final parting piece I think Jahi gives me is this one line. Jahik. Jahik has lasted with me, dude. Whenever she gets like, you know, she loses like all of her money and she thinks, oh, I'm gonna die, and like she's that little bones. She's just like Jahik. Oh god, everything about this show is funny. Every episode was funny. It was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. Watch Jahi if you haven't. I strongly recommend it. It's got the same voice actors as Satanya from Gabriel Dropout, and you know Gabriel Dropout is hilarious, so clearly this show will be something really good. And that, I believe, will wrap up the shows I watched. So let's look at some news. I just hit my microphone. Let's it's still like going wong. Chainsaw Man. I'm looking at like the anime news network thing right now. So, Chainsaw Man, they gave the premiere that it premieres in 2022. We finally get a release date for this show. I remember seeing so much about this show, and then like it came out of nowhere, completely left field, and I was tempted to start the manga. But I'm like, no, I'll wait for the show to come out. And it's finally, we've got a release date for it. I don't know what Chainsaw Man's about. I have no idea. I have no clue. But I assume it's going to be good. I assume that we're going to get a lot of good stuff out of it. It looks pretty freaky. Looks pretty scary. Let's see here. What else? Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't watch that. Keep scrolling. Something about Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer getting a stage play in Tokyo. That's how you know that something has gotten way too popular, because honestly, Yatogame-chan is getting a stage play, and I don't know where I can find it, but I hope I can find it. Platinum End talking about that there's going to be a new ending theme. Tokyo Revengers, a show that I watched like up to episode 12, I think, and then I gave up on it just because it just got stupid. I mean, it had me hooked for a while, and then I dropped it. I'm just like, I can't do this. This seems stupid. Maybe I'll go back to it eventually at some point in time. Something about Bleach. Um, you know what? Spy X Family. That they've revealed for an April 2022 release. I'm gonna tell you this: Spring 2022 is gonna be an amazing year for anime. Um, but let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we're expecting for next season. There's gonna be Princess Connect 2, Princess Connect Redive 2, The Genius Prince, Fabiniku, which I completely forgot, which is the name of the show. Kendeshi, Platinum End, of course, we're continuing it. Sorio Utility, which I believe is that's the golf anime. Slow Loop, Q, Realist Hero, Season 2, and then Demon Slayer Season 2 is continuing, and then My Dress Up Darling is a show that I almost picked up the manga for out of a whim. I was like, hey, this looks interesting. And I almost picked up the manga. I was like, nah, don't think. I'm like, if it gets an anime, maybe. And sure enough, like, there it goes. It got an anime. Similar to Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle, I don't think I picked up all the books before the show premiered. I think I picked them all up like a season before it premiered, so I was way ahead of the show, but that was a good thing. I am really looking forward to Princess Connect Redive Season 2. I have been waiting for Princess Connect Redive Season 2 to come out for forever, and it's finally here. It's finally happening. I'm finally getting more Kyaru in my life. What more could I want? You know, there's literally nothing more I could ever want in life than seeing more Carol. It's a really good show, really fun mobile game. A lot of these other shows that are a little bit, you know, on a thing, I really need to work on the naming of these shows because I don't have much going on here. I'm watching the Realist Hero Season 2 mainly because at the end it started to get really good. At the beginning it was slow and boring and oh my god, I just wanted to stop watching it, and then it got really good. The Genius Prince, I believe, is going to be good. I've seen like a lot of like promotion for it. I've seen like a lot of things going on for it, so I'm really excited for that. And all these other ones, Q, I believe, is about voice actors or something. Um, and you know what? That's it. I think that's it. What am I doing right now? I'm watching Yudu Camp Season 2. I finished Season 1 again last week. I am a Yudu Camp nut, dude. I love this show so much, and I needed like, you know, a break in my life. I really needed that Yudu Camp break, and it really came in at a really good time. There's really is something magical about Yudu Camp. Yudu Camp has every character that needs to be there. Like, you got Nadeshiko's energy, you got Rin's solo camping, you got, you know, all the other characters, Aoi being, you know, herself, and the other two characters that I don't remember. I say that every character belongs in the show, and you got, you know, Nadeshiko's hot sister, and suddenly throw that in there. It's so good. And I remembered how good it was because I forgot how good season 1 really was. Like, I could rewatch season 1 again if I really wanted to, but I'm not. I'm gonna watch season 2, and then, you know, afterwards, I think we're getting a movie too. I think Yudu Camp is getting a movie, which I'm super excited for. Again, next year we're getting the quintessential quintuplets movie. Can't make a video without referencing that show now, can I? And I guess, you know what? That's it. I think we've come to the end. If you have any questions that you want me to answer, maybe let me know if you like these podcast idea. I know this one isn't going to be good. Okay, your first podcast is never good. But I gotta throw it out there. I gotta make something, you know, Maybe we do it a monthly basis, or a bi-weekly basis. Like once every 2 weeks we'll do a podcast. Maybe every week is too much. So we'll try bi-weekly. That is if you guys even like this, which I hope you do. I really hope you've stayed with me and you've listened and you've enjoyed this. I know it wasn't, spectacular reviews that I'd give out, and I know I repeat myself a lot, and it sounds like I enjoy listening to myself talk, but believe me, if there's anyone out there who likes listening to me talk more than me, I would like to meet them, because there's probably no one out there that hates listening to me more than me. But yeah, throw me some comments down below. Maybe next podcast I'll answer them. About this season, next season, anime in general, and we'll answer them, and then we'll have a good old time. Okay, maybe somewhere down the line, if this really gets any popular, maybe we'll make it a live stream. I'll figure out how to make a live stream video on YouTube, and we'll have a ball. Okay. But I guess that's it for now. Thank you all so much for listening to this really long podcast. What are we at? We're at 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 25 seconds. That is ridiculous. I don't know how in God's name I talk. I don't know how y'all have still listened to this. So let's wrap this up. Thank y'all again so much for listening, and I hope to catch you next time. And with that, I'm out. Peace. See ya.